Good morning, Raiders. Today I'm here with Chiesa, and he's just going to give you some more information about him so you can all get to know him here at South. All right, so I'm going to start with a few questions that I have for you. So the first thing is proper name students should call.
Well, I guess students could call me Detective Dave Chiesa, Detective Chiesa, or Detective Dave. Officer Dave. It really doesn't matter, but that's the capacity I'm going to fill while I'm here at Lombard South High School.
Okay. All right, so when did you that you wanted to?
Um, I started out in the police career about 25 years ago. I worked in the jail. I worked on patrol, and I kind of always wanted to be a detective. It is kind of a different role in policing. It combines science, human behavior, environmental factors, just dealing with a lot of different dynamic situations. It's the intelligence of the job. It's the excitement. It's the real cases. It's the big cases, and it's very challenging. So that's why I like what I do.
Awesome. Okay. So in the past, we have had deputies, corporals. So what is the difference between a detective and a corporal per se?
So the police department is structured kind of like the military. There's ranking positions. There's your officers or your deputies. Deputy because it's the sheriff's office. So you have deputies, you have corporals, which is more of an enhanced position of deputy. I guess per se more of a skilled role. Our field training officers are corporals. And then you have sergeants and you have lieutenants. And it depends on the police department in your community on how they structure command. Detectives generally operate outside of that command. They're essentially a different animal. They don't deal with a lot of regimented authority. It's a lot more free thinking. And they follow up on investigations a little bit farther, different types of training and experience. Most of your lieutenants or command staff and departments haven't been to homicide investigation school, haven't been to a lot of interview and interrogation schools. Technology, for example, knowing TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter. It's just different ways of investigating. It's essentially a different job. Crime scenes. Who can enter a crime scene? The detective enters the crime scene. Everybody stays out of the crime scene. So it's a different role. And the reason that I am at Lombard South is because they opened up this position to detectives, just with the new roles in modeling and police and so forth. So I was afforded or able to put in for this position at my current rank.
All right. Glad to hear. So how long have you been a detective or essentially in the police force?
25 years. I've been a detective for the last 17. I've worked a lot of different types of cases in a lot of different communities. I spend a lot of time in communities not DuPage County, looking for suspects, tracking down evidence, witnesses, victims. That's other counties, including the city of Chicago, some of the most troubled neighborhoods I've been in, to work cases that are crimes that are committed by people that live there, essentially out here. And I've worked in a lot of different areas of law enforcement and investigations. Arson investigation, I worked undercover for 3 years. I was with the U.S. Marshal Task Force. I work crimes against children, organized crime. I'm currently on a multi-jurisdictional task force in DuPage County that investigates all the major crimes, and as well as a select group from that group that works officer-involved cases, shootings, and I serve in that position as well.
Okay. So would it be, so I was told by Miss Ajak that you might not be wearing your uniform to school. So is that something we should look out for? Would you be in uniform or just regular clothing like you would be? So something like that.
Well, in my title for the last 17 years, I really didn't wear a uniform. I saw that I connected with people in some respects better because I will be in an office setting. I will be talking to people about issues, community caretaking, It's much easier to talk to some people sometimes because the uniform's the barrier to that. People see the uniform as identifiable, as a protector. Um, we stand out. That's why we wear uniforms, really. But it really just depends on my role. Like if I'll be at a football game, people want me to stick out. But I want the student population to get to know me, be comfortable with me. I think, from some people's perspective, the soft clothes might be a little bit better. I am a detective. That's what I wear. So I plan on adapting to the school, the environment, whatever people feel safer with or better with. That's what I'm kind of going to do. And since maybe there's some things out there about law enforcement that are untrue, I don't want anybody to see me as oppressive. I want everybody to see me as open, conversationalist, and a listener. And maybe I can achieve that, in the soft clothes a little better.
All right. So, some off-topic questions that I have for you here is, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Glen Ellen. I went to Lincoln School on the Abraham Lincoln School on Greenfield on the north side. I went to Hadley Junior High. I went to Glenbard West. I played Glen Ellen baseball at Parkview School. I played at Glencrest. I'm very familiar with the community. I live close by. And I thought it would be a really cool experience after all I did throughout my career to come here with kids. I have kids, and just kind of check out your world since I have a senior, so at a different school. So great conversations, great topics. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm already learning a lot of things I really never knew before about you guys.
All right. Well, you're a local then, so that's great. So, speaking about baseball, like you mentioned before, do you happen to be a Cubs or a Sox fan?
I would have to say I I would have to say I'm a Cubs fan. I grew up on the north side of Chicago. I remember my grandpa listening to the radio when I was 4 years old about the Cubs. It was kind of a big deal. And then I kind of dwindled in and out. I did play baseball, but I did dwindle in and out here and there. But I did go to Sox games when I was younger too. I guess it's kind of like you root for the home team, right? I mean, that's the way the song goes, right? I mean, so I grew up on the north side. I was a Cubs fan. I don't get the whole rivalry thing. I think that started with like the Crosstown Classic or Crosstown Cup when it really started to get in. Everybody wants to be on one side or the other side. I like just to take the third option and not be on all those sides and just kind of be in the middle, which is like my job is. I'm kind of in the middle of order and chaos, right? So, but I would say I'm a Cubs fan, and I guess my family's Cubs fans too. So, go Cubs!
All right. Do you have a goal that you would like to achieve, like throughout your career here at South, just with the students, like that?
I see like my job is kind of an adventure. This is a new adventure for me. So I'm going to be taking on more of a community caretaking role than an enforcement role, right? So the law calls us peace officers. I am a law enforcement officer also, but it's just to kind of engage in the community once again. I've been in all sorts of different types of communities engaging, but I can kind of focus here and focus on this world. So what do I expect to accomplish? There's been a lot of negative about police in the media lately, and I've seen, such as on CNN, like 10 articles in a row about my job and what I do. And I've seen it, and the movies are not accurate, with detective work or with police work. And when I was your age, I had some negative contacts with the police. I mean, that's what I just thought. I thought there was some oppressiveness going on there. Like, why am I getting bothered with this? I'm not doing anything wrong. I didn't get the holistic or larger picture of it. So what I'd like to bring actually is, if I can, just by helping the students out or the staff and the community out, they can kind of see my role in the community, not what they're being told or being yelled at to defund or destroy or change or whatever. Because policing does have its problems, like all systems do, right? Because it's human driven, okay? And there's a lot of stress, and there's a lot of laws. Some of them I completely do not agree with either. But just to bring the human component back, to focus on the positive, to try to help and see what I can do, to kind of give back a little bit and have fun doing it. Everybody can get along and enjoy life together, right? So I'm here to work for you, to serve the students. I am partnered with the school, but I don't work for the school. I work for the sheriff's office. So if you were to have some, or students were to have some issues outside of school, like you would call the police your house for, or something like that. Well, I'm a resource here. You kind of know me. So maybe that's somewhere you would go before you would go somewhere else. Also to problem solve. There's an issue that's going to happen somewhere down the road, or, hey, my friend has this problem. I can address those needs a little bit in a little bit different format than if you were to call somebody maybe who you didn't know and you didn't know how to expect their response, So I'm just here to be open, equitable to everybody, and try to learn and enjoy, and any kind of skills, knowledge, training, or experience I can use to keep people safe, make people feel comfortable, or educate on my duties and job responsibilities, and give you maybe some of the students here the other side of the story that law enforcement has not been able to tell, or the whys, just so you can make informed decisions.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like to add or share with the students?
Well, I'm approachable. I do have an email account. I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. I will be here for most of the time. In the summers, I will go back to investigative work. I'm not a patrol officer. I am currently working on a couple of cold cases. If anybody were to have any questions about that job, feel free to ask. And I will say my door is always open. But if I cannot get to you immediately, there's obviously a reason for it, So I'm just looking forward to meet everybody. I'll be in the hallways walking around. I'm doing that because that is part of what's prescribed by the school. But I'm not a lunch lady. I'm not somebody to here to order or yell at you for things that are kind of inconsequential. And I'm just here to try to see how what you guys need and how you need me. So I'm here to essentially serve you, your parents, the school, and I'm in the mix of all of that. So that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Detective Chiesa, and we are so glad to have you here at Columbus South.
All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, Olivia. I really appreciate the opportunity to reach out to the students, and I hope to meet everybody, and you guys reach out to me.
All right. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome.